Somebody recently asked me what I'm most proud of in my life. Of course, I'm immensely proud of what we built at ProHealth, but it is my other family that brings me most pride of all. Together with my beautiful, wise, and empathetic wife Dorothy, we have two amazing children and two grandchildren. Becca went to London to do a 2-year Masters of Public Administration at the London School of Economics, buzzing back and forth to Africa and raising money for the small things. The name came from a quote by Mother Teresa: "We can do no great things, only small things with great love." Through this organization, which Dorothy and I also helped her found and still run through our home address, we were able to improve staffing, lighting, water provision, and build needed improvements to the Nkuranga orphanage building. Interestingly, Becca's work echoed that of her grandmother, Hilda Goldberg, a Holocaust survivor, who at the age of 20 created and ran a daycare centre at Bergen-Belsen from the days immediately after its liberation for the next 2 years. Their common love of children was a bond between them that motivated and inspired Becca. After she finished her degree, Becca returned to Tanzania with her new husband Rizwan and settled there. She began the process of adopting her two children from the orphanage, Zawadi and Simon, found a donor to underwrite the cost of the Happy Family Children's Village, which allowed the children who aged out of the orphanage at age 5 to stay together and live in family-style groups, and built what may be TST's most successful program, Outreach, which has enabled many families to keep their children at home rather than surrendering them out of need to the orphanage or other institution. In these last 4 years, TST has gone from a simple support organization for the orphanage to one of the largest employers in the Nkuranga community, with more than 45 employees caring for 50 residential children full-time, as well as over 100 kids who are able to stay with their families. I asked everyone to come here and listen to this, not as a sob story or as a simple appeal on my behalf. This disease and my life has been teaching me that I, and probably everyone here today, have been the luckiest people in the world. We have more than average security, we have consistency in our lives, and we have had huge opportunities. What I am asking, in short, not for me, but for yourselves, is to pay it forward. Take some of what you have received and put it in a place where it can do so much to provide security, education, and a future for those who otherwise have none of these. There are many good causes, but TST is certainly one with the potential for local and system change that work and can be modelled all over Africa. The legacy fund that I am establishing with $100,000 seed money from our family will try to ensure that the month-to-month vagaries of fundraising will be less of a burden, so the work of changing lives goes on uninterrupted. Finally, I want you to know this is evidence-based. Making donations has been shown to enhance your quality of life and happiness. My family and I thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
It's really hard to believe that it's been 5 years now since we lost my dad, but somehow it has. He was absolutely right. We were going to need that money. We helped us get through COVID, and we would probably not have survived otherwise. Many other organizations didn't. And we're incredibly grateful to everyone who contributed. But the truth is that COVID really wiped out our reserves, and what he couldn't have predicted is how unstable the funding environment would become for this type of work over the coming years. Through the coalition, we're creating an entirely new funding system that in the long term has the potential to really transform the environment and the care environment in Tanzania. You know, we're doing everything we can in the long term, but things are tough right now, and we know that things are tough for everyone, but it would mean so much to us if you could look inside and see if you have, you know, if any part of you has that desire to give and to contribute and to be part of his legacy. In 30 years, I never saw David have an opportunity to be kind and not take it. I literally can't think of a single time where he had a chance to squeeze someone in and he blew off a patient, or he saw somebody on the street and had change and didn't give it to them. I mean, this man brought so much goodness to the world. And it's a darker place without him, but with our little lights, I believe that we can try and get back there. It's never going to be quite the same, but thank you so much for helping to keep his memory alive, because it means everything to us.